Hey guys, this is Alex from the Always Football podcast. Me and Cameron are back for another primetime preview. Tonight we will be talking about the Eagles and the Cowboys, a divisional matchup of one of the worst divisions in football, but maybe not this year. Cameron, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. Like you said, it's one of the worst divisions in football, so excited to watch my Cowboys team go against that.
No, the division's actually been pretty good. I mean, New York and Washington dropped their games yesterday, but uh, both Philadelphia and Dallas are 1-1, so it's gonna be a game to take first place. Um, we'll just jump right into it. You know the deal. Whoever's listened to primetime previews before, we'll be doing our keys and then our predictions. So I'm just gonna start off with the Cowboys, and I'm gonna start off with the offensive side of the ball. And I think you got to get Tony Pollard involved. Zeke has been a shell of himself, of what he once was. Not sure what happened there, but Pollard looks like the go-to horse in the backfield. So you got to give him the football. Obviously, last week he went over 100 yards. He was like the lightning bolt in their offense. So get him the football early. Let him do his thing. He's gonna outrun any of the Eagles. They don't have a very fast front seven. So yeah, let Pollard run all over them. And on the defensive side of the ball, it's just continuing to utilize Micah Parsons the way you have done. Um, Dan Quinn has done a fantastic job. As a Falcons fan, this really sucks because Dan Quinn obviously was our head coach for 5 seasons. He led us to a Super Bowl, but just things didn't work out. We fired him obviously last offseason, and now he's the Cowboys D coordinator. So he's done a great job with all of these pieces that he's had. No one expected this, and he's really utilized everybody on that defense in a way that you probably wouldn't have. Any other coordinator would have. So yeah, you got to keep using Micah Parsons, use him as the chess piece on that defense, and let him generate pressure, let him play in the pass, and just throw off Philadelphia's offense. And then on the flip side of that, I'm going to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles offense. And I think you got to get Devontae Smith involved this week. Last week, what was he held to like 2 or 3 catches, um, and was a real non-factor. The Eagles only put up 11 points to the 34, 32 points they put against the Falcons in week one. So big step back there. You got to get Devontae Smith the ball. He's a real weapon. We saw him in week one against Atlanta. I don't think that that has changed in a matter of a week. So give him the football any way you can, and get him in the game plan. And then on the defensive side of the ball, you gotta just pressure Dak really. Last week the Chargers did a good job. Um, Only allowed Dallas to put up 20 points. So pressure Dak. Don't let him sit up in the pocket. Obviously, he's coming off that big leg injury, so anything you could do to just keep him off balance and not let him pick apart your defense because he's a great commander of the football. So just generate some pressure. Cameron, what are your keys to this game?
Yeah, Alex, I'm going to start off with my Dallas Cowboys. Big fan of this team, obviously. Like you just said, my team. For the offensive side of the ball, listen, this is Dak Prescott's first game back in Dallas since that gruesome ankle injury that ended his season last season. As much as I would love to see Tony Pollard get involved, this is the Dak Prescott show on Monday Night Football, and he needs to tear it up. You got Amari Cooper, you got CeeDee Lamb. I mean, two very very good receivers. Tony Pollard just to dump it off to if you need to. Same with Zeke out there. I mean, you have a very good offense. Just getting Dak out there and making sure this is a very pass friendly offense against a weak Eagles defense is going to be huge. Defensive side of the ball, I couldn't have said it better, Alex. I think the Micah Parsons thing is something that I think we can 100% agree with. Micah Parsons was absolutely unstoppable on that D line against Los Angeles last week, and I mean, I think he could do it again. You know, we could put you put you put Jalen Hurts under a lot of pressure, and he's not going to be that week one quarterback he was. He's going to be the week two quarterback he was. He's not going to be able to compete if Micah Parsons is on him every single play, and that's going to be a big main focus for this Dallas Cowboys defense. Moving on to the Philadelphia Eagles, he kind of goes off what I just said about the Cowboys defense. You just have to make sure to keep Jalen Hurts safe. You keep the pressure off that man, and you let him throw it. Run around with it if he needs to. You're going to see a very good, very very good offense by this team. Dallas Goedert is absolutely amazing. Miles Sanders can go out there and perform. We talked about Devontae Smith. You have some firepower out there and some guys you can sling it to. And if he's given all this time, then there should be no problem for Jalen Hurts in that Eagles offense. And then for the defensive side of things, really, I think it's just going to have to focus on slowing down these top tier receivers. You got some really good guys in Cooper and CeeDee Lamb, and your defensive back core really isn't that strong. If you're able to lock them up, make sure they're not able to get as open as they have been like this season so far. Make sure they're not able to they're getting open almost on every play, and I'm loving to see it as a Cowboys fan. But for the Eagles, the Eagles' sake, they're going to need to lock up this team. Like I said, this needs to be the Dak Prescott show, and if it is, that's going to be a huge key to victory. Is if this Eagles team can lock up those Dallas Cowboys wide receivers.
Yeah, absolutely. Dallas does have a three-headed monster. They are without Michael Gallup, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so regardless, they still have CD and Mari, and most teams, those guys, CD would be a number one on almost every other team. So, I'm gonna jump right into the prediction. And I'm gonna make. Hopefully I put a smile on Cameron's face. I'm gonna take the Cowboys in this one. Dak Prescott has been awesome since coming back from his injury. The offense has been really strong since Dak has come back, obviously. Tony Pollard has been such a bright spot on this team. And I don't think, despite Philadelphia playing really good defense the first 2 weeks of this year, I think they have the lowest, they've allowed the least amount of points the whole season, for the first 2 weeks. They're only averaging, the defense has only averaged 11.5 points given. So, but I don't think that will keep up in this one. I think Dak and that offense are going to be too much. I'm going to say 35-20 as my final score. Dallas taking the victory on Monday Night Football.
Alex, I have to say I am a huge fan of that prediction. I think I'm gonna shock the viewers. I think I'm gonna shock some people listening to this podcast, and I'm gonna pick the Dallas Cowboys. I think that this team is going to be a little bit too much for Philadelphia to handle. No bias intended here, but I really do think that this Cowboys offense is powerful, and Micah Parsons on the defensive line is just going to be a little bit too much. For me, I'm going to do something a little similar to what you did. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game for Dallas. I think Philadelphia is going to trail. But I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I'm going to have a 31-24 game. Dallas taking the win. I think it's going to be a very exciting Monday Night Football game.
Yeah, I don't think you're being biased at all, Cameron. I think the Cowboys are definitely the team that most people are probably picking for this one. Nonetheless, it is going to be a great game, though, because it is a divisional matchup, and it is an early divisional matchup to take first place in the NFC East. So it should be a good one. With that being said, let's wrap this one up. Thank you for listening, tuning into this primetime preview. If you guys are enjoying this, please do subscribe. If you're watching this on YouTube, of course, turn on notifications, drop a like, comment, tell us what your score predictions are, and then do the same on Instagram if that's where you're viewing this, and drop a follow. And that's it, guys. Thank you for listening, and enjoy this Monday Night Football game.